call this makeup look my dream girl makeup look because when I think about my dream girl, she doesn't try and cover everything up. She enhances her favorite features about herself and has human looking skin. That's exactly how I've been doing my makeup recently. I kind of like that I can see some of my imperfections, like my uneven skin tone, a little bit of a dark circle under the eye. I'm really liking that vibe. So I'm going to show you how I do that kind of makeup, and this is probably going to be the makeup that I'm wearing in summer. It's light, it's glowy, it's it girl, and it's really easy to do, which is also a bonus. I've made my matcha because doing your makeup is so much more fun when you've got a fun beverage. And I have my little makeup station here with my favorite makeup kit. Also, I've just had my hair dyed, so it looks very dark. But I kind of like the dark hair blue eye combo, so again, I'm going to enhance the blue eyes even more. The most important step for me with this kind of makeup is skin prep, so I'm just using the Summer Fridays lip balm to prep my lips. Should I zoom you in a little bit so you can see the skin better? I know I always talk about this, but it is one of my favorite makeup products. It's the Rhode Glazing Milk. It's not even a makeup product, it's technically skincare, but this is incredible for plumping the skin, hydrating the skin. Makeup sits so well on top of it, and once it's blended in, it does have a little bit of tack, so it acts as a really good primer as well. I think something that's really attractive is health and having healthy looking skin. So this is definitely going to give you really healthy looking skin, like you've been drinking your 3 liters of water a day. I'm then going to go in with the iconic Underglow primer. I'm just going to apply this in the center of my face. So just focusing it around the nose, maybe a little bit in the center of my forehead, just kind of where my pores are a little bit bigger. Because I'm not using a heavy foundation or a heavy skin tint, this kind of does the job for me but still looks really natural. This is insane. This is the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. It is so sheer but just applies this beautiful kind of like glowy base, but if you want to even out your skin tone a little bit more, this is a really great product. Or even if you just want to add a little bit of color back into the skin. I'm in the shade 4. And I just apply the tiniest amount. Sorry, I burnt my hand on my oven, so let's just ignore that. Favorite foundation brush at the minute. This is the Clinique. I don't know what name this is, but it's kind of like a stippling brush, and I really like the way this applies because it's a stippling brush. It doesn't apply too much to the skin. It doesn't like pack the product on. It just applies a really light layer, and then I'll go in with my beauty blender and just blend out any lines. This colour is perfect for me right now, but I can't wait for my summer tan. I can't wait to be 3 shades darker in this. I just think my makeup always looks so much better when I've got a tan. Whatever's left on the back of my hand, and just go over that with my beauty blender. You can still see a little bit of my skin's texture underneath, which is what I like. I don't like to look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. I go through phases, to be fair. Sometimes I'm really in my makeup bag and I'll enjoy a heavier glam, but for the most part I've just really been enjoying going more natural. I'm taking my Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt bronzer, and I'm going to take that on a brush that isn't very dense because again, I don't want to pack the product onto my skin. I kind of just want to lightly apply it to my skin. So I'm using this brush which has got a little bit of movement, and I'm just going to start to bronze up my skin. And one makeup hack that I will always say, be so strategic where you're placing your products. If you want the look of higher cheekbones, then apply your bronzer quite high on your cheekbones. So my natural cheekbone is here, so I apply the product on my cheekbone and a little bit above, just to give the look of a higher cheekbone. Apply this where the sun would naturally hit my face, so just along my forehead. And then of course on the jaw for a snatched jawline. Every step I take, I'm going to take my beauty blender and just blend all of that together. I want the products to kind of melt together. And then I'm going to grab my Haus Labs concealer and I apply the tiniest bit because this is pretty full coverage. A little bit under my eye in like a triangle. A little bit in the corner of my eyes just to give me more of a lift, and then down the center of my nose just to contour my nose slightly, in the center of my forehead and on my chin, just because that's where the light would naturally hit. I don't know why I'm trying to sound like a makeup artist in this tutorial, but sure. Also, when I last had my makeup done by this incredible makeup artist called Joseph, he told me just to let my concealer sit for a few minutes. Maybe not a few minutes, but just let it sit for a second. It's actually good that I'm letting it sit because I cannot find my concealer brush. I do prefer blending out my concealer with a brush, just because, like I said before, I like to be really strategic where I'm placing things. And when I'm blending it out, I don't want it to blend all over my face like a beauty blender usually would. So I keep it where I've placed it and then just slightly blend it out. I don't always do this, but I'm gonna slightly just brighten up this area around my nose. I feel like sometimes it can look a little bit shadowy. Okay, my favorite step, blush. I'm taking this palette by Makeup Forever and I'm gonna mix a couple of the blush shades. I usually like to mix this one and this one. I'm gonna mix that on the back of my hand and then apply that on the high points of my cheeks. And sometimes if I want it to look a little bit more bronzy, I'll also mix in one of the bronzer shades. Just kind of depends on my mood, but something I do like doing is just taking the blush on my finger and applying it in the center of my nose. The look of like a sun-kissed skin. I really wish you could see my skin in real time right now because it looks like I've just had a facial, I've caught the sun, and I've drank my 3 litres of water for the day. It looks so healthy, but it's kind of like, is she wearing makeup? So I'm going to really lightly set. I don't want my face to become powdery or too matte. I don't usually set with a pressed powder, but this one by Kosas has become my favourite. This is their Cloud Set, and it is so finely milled that you can't even really tell that you've set your face, which is how I want it. I hate the fact that I have to set my face, but if I don't set my face, then it's not going to stay on. I'm just going to take a brush and just set where we put the concealer. So around the nose, under the eye, and then in the center of the face. And then I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and lightly pat that onto the skin. And that is literally the only powder product I will use on my skin. I used to go in with powder bronzer, powder blusher. I feel like it doesn't need it. You can still see the contours of my face. You can see the blush coming through. Sometimes I will go in. I am going to go in with a little bit more blush. That's a lie. I'm going to use this one by YSL. This is in the shade Peachy. As soon as I remembered I had this, I need to put it on because you can never have too much blush in summer. Just on top of the blush we applied before. I kind of don't mind going in with a little bit more blush sometimes because I feel like it looks so feminine and youthful. I've not been loving highlight recently because I feel like it never really looks natural. Like you can always tell that it is highlight. I found this product from Westman Atelier, the Light Up Highlight Stick. It's not shimmery, it literally just looks wet. The only way I can explain this product is it applies like a clear lip gloss. So it's not shimmery, it just looks wet and dewy on the skin, and that is exactly what I want. So I'm actually going to apply that on the back of my hand and kind of melt it, and then just take my finger and then apply that where I want to glow. I mean, shimmer highlight looks great on pictures, but if you want it to look really good in person as well and for your skin to look really healthy, this is literally probably going to be my favourite makeup product in summer. I know this is really extra, but I do use 2 setting sprays. I'm going to use one now and then one at the end. One that I'm using now is the Kosas Plump and Juicy Vegan Collagen Spray-On Serum. That is a long name. This is great skincare as well. I apply this before I go to bed. I apply it on top of makeup, before my makeup. It makes your skin look exactly how it says on the bottle, plump and juicy. I have just had my eyebrows done, so I don't need to do too much to them. I'm just going to apply the Rare Beauty Clear Brow Gel. I know everyone likes to do their eyebrows differently, so kind of depends on how you like them, but I just like mine quite natural at the minute. I don't like my brows to be the centre of attention, so I like to really finely fill the hairs in. I do also like to make them a little bit longer because my brows kind of stop growing here, and then I'll just fill in the front a little bit more. I'm trying to stick to my natural features, and naturally I don't really have big dark bushy brows. New step for me, which I've been obsessed with doing, I don't wear any eyeshadow. I've been taking this, what is this? Sculpting Contour Stick by Clinique, and I just run this in the crease of my eye. So in the crease, but just on the outer third, I'd say. And I take a brush and blend that through the crease. It looks so much more natural than using an eyeshadow, but it does just even everything out. Brings a bit of depth depth and colour to the eyes, which is one of my favourite features, so I do want my eyes to be centre of attention. I know I always go on about this eyeliner, but if you have light coloured eyes, these pencils in general, no matter what colour you get, I know there's quite a few actually, there's like a purpley one which I think would be really gorgeous on brown eyes, but this one, it's in the shade Solstice, is incredible. I don't just wear this in my waterline anymore, which is what I used to do. I actually do my liner with this as well. So much softer, it's not too dark. I like to also smudge it out with my finger, and it's really easy to do. So I just wing it out at the edges, slightly run that over. You don't have to be super precise with this because I do just blend it out with my finger anyway. So this is still going to give me that lifted cat eye effect, but it's just not as harsh as a black or a brown shadow. I don't want any harsh lines, I just want it to be kind of smoky. And then I'm going to take the same pencil and I'm going to run that through the waterline top and bottom. Kind of feels uncomfortable doing the top, but if you're doing the liner, don't skip doing the top, trust me, it makes such a big difference. Then taking my favourite mascara, which is the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and I've been using this for so long now. I've tried so many mascaras in my life, and this one I will always come back to. It makes your lashes look so long, but doesn't make them look chunky. It makes them look more feathery. I'm not going to apply too much mascara, maybe like 1 or 2 coats. I'm going to go over any freckles that I have with my eyebrow pencil. I like them to come through a little bit more because I think it makes the skin look more natural. I'm so excited to get my freckles back over summer. I always get them across my nose and I love them, which is crazy because I used to hate my freckles. Okay, this lip liner is my all-time favorite lip liner. I know that's a big statement. Refy have just brought it out. It's their lip liner in Suede. This shade is so perfect. I've always loved the Refy lip liners. I've just never been in love with a shade. This one is the perfect brown. It goes with every makeup look. I wear it even if I'm not wearing makeup. It's so gorgeous. So as always, I just like to slightly overline in the middle and then follow my natural shape, and the same on the bottom. When I tell you this lip liner will not go anywhere, I am not the most careful person when it comes to face touching and drinking, eating. My lips usually come off within minutes. This is not going anywhere. This carried me through the whole day yesterday and I did a lot of things. I'm using the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Blush in the centre of my lips, and then I'm just going to blend that out. And you kind of want to blend the liner with the lip blush. As long as your lips are prepped before with the lip balm, these two products will blend so well together. You don't really need a gloss. I am going to apply a gloss today though, and I always use a clear gloss. This one is the Armani one. I like this one because it's not too glossy. I'm going to set my face one more time using the Easy Bake Setting Spray by Huda. This is really great for keeping your makeup on all day, but it also blurs the skin. So the more you spray of this on your skin, the more it blurs. Again, which is why I don't use a heavy foundation. I feel like products like this and the primer kind of does the job of the foundation for me. And this is how we're looking. This is the final makeup look. I love it. I feel like this is going to carry me through summer. All of my favourite features are enhanced. My eyes, my lips, but then the skin just looks so good and plump and healthy, which is exactly how I want it to look. I'm going to leave links to all the products down below if you guys want to shop anything. I recommend you try. I love trying new makeup because when you find a really good product where you're like, where have you been all my life? It's the best feeling in the world. I love you guys. Thank you for watching again, and I hope to see you in the next video.